My friends, how are you? Here we go. Here it is, finally, my final review of Swift Transportation. So I wrote down a couple bullet points I want to talk about. Instead of me just saying nonsense for the entire video, I'll just say nonsense for most of the video. So I got a couple points, and I do want to say this video is not here to just absolutely destroy Swift, trash Swift, make Swift look bad, because the fact of the matter is they got a better legal team than I do, so I best be on my best behavior. No, I'm just playing. I have no hard feelings after leaving Swift. I always knew that that was the way it was going to go. I was going to eventually leave Swift, and that is just fine. So I want to make sure that I'm starting this video off with a really, really good thing that Swift did, because they did something that they knocked out of the park. They absolutely crushed it. So I want to do that. Real quick, I always thank everyone for super thanks on the last video, and congratulations to Junkyard Mo, $5 super thanks on the last video, and he shares the spotlight with no one. Thank you, Junkyard Mo. Appreciate your $5, man. Appreciate you watching the channel, subscribing to the channel. By the way, last night we passed 9,000 subscribers. I was live when it happened. I think we had a little bit of a celebration. I don't remember. That was a whole day ago. I don't keep track of these things, but I don't normally ask for subscribers. I'm not that guy. But guys, help me make this push to 10,000 and I'll shut up about it. So if you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed, help me get there, baby. So the good thing I want to talk about with Swift that actually really surprised me, I woke up Saturday morning because I was expecting reimbursements from this new company for my travel, and I wanted to see if that had hit my bank yet, and I saw a fairly substantial amount of money was in my bank, and I was just waking up, and I was like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. This doesn't make sense. What is going on here? Swift paid out my maintenance fund. They cashed it out, they direct deposited it, and they went on their way. That was that. They, as far as I can tell, that's what they did, was they paid out my maintenance fund. I can't see any other reason why they would have gave me money. I did do that load, that last load, but by the time I paid my fixed cost and fuel and everything, it was just a small load just to get me home. So yeah, that's all I could see, that where that money came from. And good for Swift for being an honest company and returning what money was due to me. I have to go back and actually look at you know, the escrows they'll keep, I'm sure, because I didn't finish out my lease. There's a whole thing to go along with that. But in any other company I've left during a lease, I have never gotten money back from that company. Not fucking one of them. And from Swift I did. At most, from any other company, I've only ever gotten back a list of everything that was wrong with the truck that just so happened to equal the same amount of money that was in that damn maintenance fund. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that wacky? But anyways, yeah, Swift got money to me. I can't be mad about that. No harm, no foul. They reached out. I did not respond to the text message where they reached out because I was just like, what is there really to talk about? I only came here to see what it was like, and that ship has sailed. It was time to move on. But they've reached out a couple times to try to, you know, hear my side. Well, Swift, watch this video, okay? For one, they need to know if there's any hurt feelings, Swift. I only went there to see what it was like. It was never going to be a career choice for me. And the good news is, Swift, I don't have to put out an angry video about how you completely suck. So that's good. We'll get through all my points here as we go through. One thing I wanted to point out, my friends, you will never believe this. I have been accused of lying again, because, Josh, you're a liar. There was a contract in place. You can't just leave. What do you think happens when you leave a contract at a trucking company with a lease purchase? You think they take you out behind the woodshed and beat you up? Is that what you think happens? Do you think they chase you down, come track you down, capture you, put you back in that truck and chain you to the inside so that you can't leave again? You can absolutely fucking leave a lease. That's the basis for I have lied again because there was a contract. You know how many contracts I've signed in trucking? A lot. Nothing happens. I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. Sure, there maybe could be some financial issues that come up. I had a company that insisted that I owed them $800. They did after I turned in a lease truck, and they called for 2 years straight. They hired a guy. They hired a guy to call me every morning at 8 a.m. to remind me that I owed them money, and he left me a voicemail every day for 2 years. And I'm sure they paid that man well over $800. And guess what? He finally stopped calling. And you know when they got their $800? Never. That's when they fucking got their $800. What I guess what a lot of people don't realize is these contracts aren't really, I mean, this isn't legal advice, but they're not actually really going to hold up in court. Why do you think most of these leases are walk away? Because they know they can't hold you hostage in a truck, guys. They can't. So what? Somebody said you can't leave this lease, and then what? You do it anyways, and then what the fuck happens? And that kind of is the problem with trucking. But more importantly, it's always funny being me. Being me is a funny thing, because as long as I've been around YouTube, there has always been like, this guy trucks conspiracy theories. He's always lying about this, or he's doing that when he's actually doing that, and he's saying that, and it's a fucking bizarro world, right? Because literally I'm just over here driving my truck and making videos. That's what I'm up to. That's what I'm up to. Some nights I go out and I have a steak and a beer, if you guys really needed to know about that. And then if you really want to dig deeper, the next morning I got to get rid of that steak and beer, and that's always quite a fucking shit show. If you guys want to watch while I do that, maybe sometime I'll stream it, or we could just accept that I'm just a normal average dude that drives a truck and makes videos. That's what I'm really fucking up to. But in trucking, there is a lot of people that just do what they're told, right? I just do what I'm told. I work for this company, I drive the truck, and I just do what I'm told over and over. And for those guys, when they watch a guy like me that does whatever the fuck I want, it blows their mind. They don't know how to process that information, so they go, he must be lying. The only possible outcome is he's lying to us. So once again, I've been accused of lying to you guys because there was a contract in place, Josh. How can you leave? Easy. Check this out. I even recorded a video of it for you guys. In that video where I left Swift, I recorded my truck in the Swift terminal, and then I walked my ass out of the Swift terminal. Now, you don't think they let guys just off the street walk around inside the Swift terminals, do you? You have to have a key card to get in. It's a process. They don't just let guys that look like me fucking walk around at the Swift terminal. So I don't know where people get these ideas that I'm lying to them. It's because they're afraid to do whatever the fuck they want, which is what I do. And then it gets them all fired up. Let me tell you guys something. In life, you can basically do whatever you want. No one cares. Like, you just do your own fucking thing. Now, you can't like be killing people and hurting people and stuff like that. And stealing stuff is frowned upon. But like, when it comes to switching jobs or quitting a job, no one gives a fuck. You can do whatever you want. So there's no greater conspiracy here. I didn't lie to you. I did work at Swift, and I dropped my Swift truck off, and that would be silly of me to be like, hey guys, I'm a Swift driver, because you know how much shit I got on the internet for being a Swift driver? That was the dumbest idea. That shit aged me 5 fucking years, listening to a bunch of fucking slack-jawed yeehaw motherfuckers talk about fucking, you just a dumbass Swift driver. You know what that did to me? There's no way I'd put myself through that willingly. So anyways, back to the point. They paid out my maintenance as far as I can tell. From everything I looked at, the reason I'm saying it like that is because it's like maybe something came from somewhere else and I'm just not understanding. But everything I looked at points directly to that being what they paid me. Can't be mad about that. The main thing about Swift is their pay. It kind of sucks. I mean, this is the freight market we're in right now, though. And being honest with you, it's the mega carrier's fault. A lot of it is their own damn fault. The pay is just very, just middle of the road. I mean, you'll get a paycheck, but that's really just about it, you know? And I knew that going into it. There's not a whole lot of money to be made at Swift. There's just fucking not. But it's just very middle of the road, you know? And I was talking about how I was getting slammed into a 2,500 mile wall every week without fail. 2,500 miles. Even if I set myself up for 4,000 miles, which I've done, that can be done. I had another hee-haw motherfucker telling me that you can't run 4,000 miles in a week. You can't, dummy, but I can. You fucking watch me. I don't know what people aren't getting about this channel. Stop telling me I can't, motherfucker, because I can, okay? How many times do I have to prove this fucking point? I don't get it. I mean, my God, look, I just said earlier, we passed 9,000 subscribers. Since I've made this channel, last one went up to 80,000, right? Since I've made this channel, I got to 1,000 subscribers and they said, you'll never get past that. Got to 2,000, same thing. 3,000, same thing. 4,000, same thing. 5,000, he's only got 5,000 subscribers. 6,000, oh, look, he's slowing down. 7,000, he'll never get to 8,000. Oh, he stalled out and nobody watches his channel no more. 9,000. And now still nobody watches my channel. And I'll never pass 9,000. I'll never get to 10,000. We do this over and over. It's an endless fucking cycle that never stops. But with that 2,500 miles, it's just not enough money. And that's all there is to it. Now, I understand, because somebody accused me earlier also of thinking that every week in trucking is a good week. False. I've never claimed that, and I've been around trucking long enough to know that you do just have bad weeks out here, and that's the way it goes. But it is not too much to ask for at least once a month, to have a banger of a week. You did good, you fucking went out there and you worked your ass off, the loads fell into place, and everything was fantastic. It's not too much to ask of these companies to every once in a while throw me a fucking bone so I can get out here and make some goddamn money. If you don't mind, that would be okay. Goddamn. My God, my friends. Let's see, there was something else on that too. Let me try to gather my thoughts on this. Sometimes I just run myself out of energy while I'm talking. I get real excited and then I forget what the fuck's going on around here. So there was somebody else that was very, very upset with me. You guys know I'm This Guy Trucks, baby. These guys get real fucking grumpy with me, don't they? I don't know what it is. I'm just over here trying to make some videos. What y'all mad about? I don't understand it. I'm not really sure. But he called me crazy, guys, and said the average for over-the-road truck drivers now is between 1,400 and 1,800 miles, and I should shut the fuck up, because if I'm getting 2,500 miles, I'm doing better than everyone else out here. My, these people really think they can pull the wool over my eyes, don't they? They must think I just got my CDL yesterday. There is no way on God's green earth that the average miles right now for an over-the-road truck driver is 1,400 to 1,800 miles. You know why? Because we all would have fucking quit that shit money. What is that for a company driver? $700 gross per week to live inside a truck and never see anybody? Yeah, right. The market would have already flipped in the drivers and the carriers' favor a long time ago if that were actually true. We know that the average is, guys, is 1,400 miles. Yes, sure thing. Sure fucking thing. I'm being greedy because I want to get out here and earn money and take care of my family. What a fucking huge piece of shit I am. But I just don't know why people always try to lie to me. You think I don't know about over-the-road trucking? You think I just got here? Been out here for a long time now, baby. And this is it. This is my baby. This is my bread and butter. I get out here and do over-the-road trucking. You can't fool me. I know what's going on out here. Come on now. Come on now. Anyways, it seemed like every week I was just getting smashed straight into that 2,500 miles. And that was it. That was all I was getting. Now, I have heard from a lot of Swift drivers that are saying the exact same thing in my comments. That, yep, 2,500, that's it. That's right where I'm at every week. And to me, I just think that's not good enough. If we're good truck drivers, then why are you stopping us there? And then people go, well, they need to make sure there's plenty of freight to go around to all their drivers. Well, that sounds like a problem on their end. Why are they continuing to hire drivers if they don't have enough freight to get a guy 3,000 fucking miles every once in a while? 3,500 miles. Oh, you need to hire more drivers so you can slam them at the 2,500 mile wall every week? That doesn't sound good for me. And you guys know why I'm in trucking? Let me tell you why I'm in trucking. For me, I'm not out here to fucking make trucking companies feel better. That doesn't matter to me. It has nothing to do with me. I am here to make sure that I make money, so I can send that money home, and then my family is real happy. That's it. That's not too hard to figure out now, is it? Doesn't seem like it should be, but apparently it is. So that's where I was really having trouble with it. I wasn't making any money. I'll be dead honest with you guys. $1,200, $1,300 a week is what was going to my bank account. Now, I'm obviously not going to go into my finances with you guys, but then you're supposed to set aside money for taxes. By the time you've set aside money for taxes, there ain't jack shit left. Guys, I couldn't even afford to take that truck to the Blue Beacon to get the fucker washed. It was filthy. I never washed that truck once since I worked there because there was no extra money for a truck wash. I'm not here to tell you I was making millions of dollars at Swift. It was not great. It just straight up was not great. And then like there were starting to be like minor problems with the truck. I can't afford that. I can't afford for that truck to be down. I only make $1,200 a week. Are you shitting me? There's no way I can fucking afford that. And that's where I just said, I can't do it. I can't keep doing it. I have nothing in case the truck breaks down. I have nothing to get myself out of here, and that's a very important thing for me. I always make sure I have enough money to leave a fucking trucking company if I need to. If it's time to go, I need to have the money for a rental car ready to go, or whatever we need to do. I may not use that money because another company will hire me, even though the internet keeps telling me I can't get jobs. Remember, I told you I do what I want, right? I can get jobs. Maybe you can't, but I can. I don't know what's going on with you guys, but I can get a job whenever the fuck I want. I've proven that over and over, but I always like to make sure that I have money set aside in case I need to make an exit from that company, and I didn't even have that. It was real bad. There's just not a lot of fucking money in it. There's just not. And you can do everything in your power to try to make it better. Message the load planners. Well, they'll just stonewall you. They'll just say, hey, there's no loads. Okay, why did you send me here? Why did you send me to a place with no loads? That doesn't make any fucking sense. How is there no loads? You're Swift. There's loads everywhere. I honestly feel like that's an unacceptable response from such a large company. No loads? Did you forget where the fuck we work? Find a load. Are you shitting me? This is Swift. Fucking borrow one from Knight or steal one from US Express. Whatever it is you need to do, get this fucking truck rolling. What the hell is going on with you guys? I just found it to be unacceptable. Anyways, you could request available load macro. Nothing on that motherfucker. I only had that thing work one time for me. And then the other thing I want to talk about, you can look at their load board. Let me tell you guys something. The internet's been up in arms about this guy trucks again lately. I seriously don't know what I'm doing. I called a few of them fat asses. Well, the fat fucks should have stopped acting like fat fucks. What do you want me to do? Now I'm supposed to tell a bunch of fat assholes that their behavior is acceptable? What are they talking about? Actually, let me touch on this real quick. Home time. I didn't write that down. This is a point where Swift really excels. They really do. Swift will get you home any fucking time you want. I'm going to talk about the load board in a minute. But Swift can get you home anywhere, not any time you want. I think I just said anytime. Anywhere you want. Swift has got the freight to get you there. And so we had another angry guy yelling at me over and over in my comments that all I did was cry about Swift not giving me home time. As a matter of fact, what really happened, because I was there, I remember recording the videos, I only went home twice, and I praised Swift for getting it done, because they got it done, it was no big deal, and I got my home time. I came on here, made 2 videos about how excited I was that Swift was able to pull off home time. Now, I had to cancel one of my home times because I made a mistake that cost me $1,800. You guys remember that? And I had to cancel another one, second one, because Swift didn't communicate to me appropriately how we were going to take care of that, and it ended up being a real shit show. But when it came to requesting home time and getting home, Swift was really good about it. My friends, I make the videos. That's where my responsibility ends. It is your responsibility 100% to comprehend what I'm saying. And if you don't, it's not my fucking problem. So that guy that kept saying that I was crying about Swift not giving me home time, that never happened. You know where that guy is now? Over in the hide user pile with a bunch of 500 other dipshits because I got sick of listening to him make shit up. He's over there with those guys hollering into the abyss right now, and fuck him. I don't like when people tell me what I said and then argue with me about the thing that I never said and try to tell me I said it. And with that comes our discussion about the Swift load board. For some reason, there is this misconception that, oh, this guy trucks went to Swift specifically for their load board. Once again, I was there. I remember how it happened. Here's how it happened. I had this brilliant idea to go work for Swift just to see what it was like. You remember that? And then I filled out my application at Swift, and then Swift got a hold of me and we started going through the process, you know, employment verifications, pulling my motor vehicle record, fucking DAC report. DAC reports are stupid because companies get mad at drivers and then they abuse DAC reports, and I think we should just get rid of DAC reports altogether. And then they sent me for a physical and a drug test while I was on the road. And then they called me and they said, everything's good to go. When do you want to start? And then I got all my login information so I could like start checking out their stuff. And lo and behold, what did I find, my friends? A load board. I found that Swift had a load board after Swift had already went through everything and offered me my position there at Swift. And I was excited. I was very excited. I said, I can't believe Swift has a load board. So to respond to all that about this guy trucks went to Swift for a load board, who would care if I did? That would be a good reason to go to a company, actually. But I didn't know about the load board till after they had already hired me. But straight up, Swift should be fucking ashamed of themselves for even talking about a load board. Yes, they do have a load board. A load board's only good when there's fucking loads on it. What are we even talking about? Yes, we have a way to log into an empty load board. That is fantastic. There are some loads on it sometimes, and I really had high hopes that it was going to grow and we were going to see a lot more loads on it, and then we could just dispatch ourselves and mind our business, and then if we didn't get the miles we want, then it was our own goddamn fault, right? But that never came to fruition. A lot of fucking Swift drivers screamed at me, yelled at me when I first went over there that I didn't know shit about the load board and it was a piece of shit. And you know what? They were right. They were absolutely right. The load board is an absolute piece of shit. Swift should totally take that out of any kind of marketing campaign, anything they have to do with hiring. They just strike that load board from your fucking vocabulary until you actually have something on the load board, because that doesn't make any goddamn sense to even advertise that, to even talk about it, to even celebrate the day it came out. Yay guys, our load board is live. Look at all 3 loads on it nationwide, by the way. Nationwide, 3 load boards. So to wrap it all up, because I got to get going. I had a hell of a day, my friends. I got to get going. But to wrap it all up, Swift is not a bad trucking company. It is not. They have good points and they have bad points. They are not a good trucking company. As I've been saying all along, Swift is very middle of the road, very mediocre. And that's that. That's the whole goddamn story. You'll get micromanaged about safety things until you call them out on a video, then they stop calling you suspiciously. You can't, there's no such thing as a good week. Just forget about it. Just forget about having a good week over there. You're going to have a very average week. If you guys know me, you know why that doesn't work for me. That's fucking boring. I'm out here for the excitement. I'm out here for the money. But I don't want to be just bored 2,500 miles every week. I've already beaten that this week at my new company after coming out of orientation. Well, I'm on the load that's going to beat that, but I'm going to beat it already, just straight out the gate. That's it. Sure. I mean, I guess go there and get training. I wouldn't. As a matter of fact, all these young guys that want to get CDLs, I would stop looking at the mega carriers. I would. This is just based on my observations. Like, don't look at Prime, don't look at Swift, don't look at CR England, whatever. To get, I don't know if CR England has a school. I might have just made that up. But you should definitely be doing it a different way. Find a way to get yourself through CDL school. And here's how I did it. I went through CDL school and then I worked local jobs. Now there's a lot of lies in the trucking industry where they say that you can't get a local job until you've been over the road for a year or 2. That was never true. Well, maybe there was a time when that was true, but that would have been a long time ago. You could do it that way. I worked in local jobs, and then when I wanted to go over the road, I spent a week with a trainer at one company, but I probably could have went to a lot of other companies that would have said, yeah, go ahead and get out there and go. But I was thankful for the trainer because I didn't know how to do all the Qualcomm shit and stuff like that. But really, I did need to see it for myself. I did. And I am happy to say that I probably won't even entertain the idea of working for a mega carrier ever again in my life, because I just don't get it. I see how they're detrimental to the industry. And I just don't see a future there. Anyways, That's the video. I'm wore out. Bye now.